Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a jam-packed live reaction here on the channel, the Matt and John Make a Podcast channel. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Just off the air a couple minutes ago, about 5 minutes ago, we have the night one of the WWE draft on Friday night SmackDown on Fox. And then we're also going to talk about AEW, NXT, and a little bit of Raw, a specific topic, that being the retribution and the storyline there, the wrinkle in the story there. But first, let's get John right into SmackDown. Just got done watching it. Night one of the draft. Overall thoughts on the show?
Pretty fun show. All in all, a pretty good false count anywhere match between Piggy and Sheamus there. And obviously everything going on with the draft picks. I was asking myself, why is Sasha and Bailey right in the middle, and then I was like, that's why. And I mean, I guess I expected more of a clean finish, just because and we talked about this a week ago. They had already had McIntyre and Orton and also Roman and Jay booked for Hell in the Cell. So I didn't think that they were going to be possibly having 3 Hell in the Cell matches, but as we saw by the ending of the show, that was the case. So now,
You can disagree with me on this if you want, but I feel like at least with these 3 matches, regardless what people feel about them, is that they kind of make sense to be in Hell in a Cell.
I was just actually about to say that. I was like, this is probably one of the first times where the Hell in a Cell stipulation actually fits in
for all of them. Yeah. So that is good, because you always get at least one that kind of just happens to be because it's that time of the year. So that's good. At least all 3 have a story, a good story going into them. Overall, that warrant, like we said, warrant a Hell in a Cell or a stipulation of this magnitude. And so that's a good thing. That's a positive going into this Hell in a Cell. Me personally, I'm looking forward to, like, I really can't look at all 3 of those matches and say I'm not looking forward to the match itself. What they do in who wins in 2 of the 3 of them are important to me. But all 3, I think, should be great, and if done right, that's all. I mean, always the case with every match, but that's then. If you don't have anything else to add to Hell in a Cell yet.
No.
Okay.
No,
so
we'll talk about that at the later date,
in the coming days. Yeah. So we open up the show tonight, I believe. Yeah, with the draft, and for the first round. So here we are. Just go through these. Number 1 overall. It's hard to say because it's only select few of superstars eligible to get drafted. So that's neither here nor there. But Raw gets the first pick. Drew McIntyre stays on Raw. Roman Reigns stays on SmackDown. Then we get Raw with Asuka. The Messiah, Monday Night Messiah, moves over the Fridays. Seth Rollins. And then the last pick in the first round goes to Raw with the Hurt Business staying on Raw. So really, Seth Rollins is the only one to get moved. Up until a certain point, I was glad to see Seth go to SmackDown to get
And
away from Mysterios, and then
I was like, why?
then
this never ending
it's
feud
like
is.
it's a
But
nightmare.
I think also something else to think about though. He's probably is going to be on TV for what another month because I believe Becky is due in December, so you figure he's probably isn't going to be on TV on then. So I think hopefully in the next few weeks that this godforsaken feud between him and the and the um and the Mysterio family is over.
Yeah. I just, Murphy's going to appear on SmackDown because
Yeah,
technically he's a free agent. I don't know if he's in the poll. I don't remember the graphic, but I saw that
he is. He's a free agent now, by the way. So
he's coming over.
yeah,
Maybe. When it was funny when we'll get to that. If I remember this when we get there. So the first match reopened. We talked about it a little bit. Big E versus Sheamus, Falls Count Anywhere. I really enjoy because it seemed like forever when they actually fought literally all around backstage and not like a little bit backstage and like straight to the parking lot.
I will say one thing though. The one spot that was really ridiculous though was Sheamus kicking a freaking car trunk, and that thing came off so easily. I'm like, okay, guys, come on, really? But
that's almost anything when they do any doors.
Right. It just
I get it.
It's just like okay, like there are some things where I can kind of suspend my disbelief, but Jesus Christ, like that. I mean, like he looked like he barely even even hit that hard sort of thing. So it just came off just really fake there. But that was my only gripe.
It was on there well enough for Big E to stop. Was not get closed in with his foot.
Right, and
I'll give him that.
Yeah, I gave him that, but it was definitely a very physical match, a very brutal match, but and the right person won. I'm hoping that this is the end of Sheamus and Big E here. To me, there isn't any point in continuing this.
Well, minus next week, but that's a one and done.
And I gotta think I would not surprise me at all if they have Piggy versus Sami Zayn for the IC title. I could see that as possibly next, just because
I can see possibly Sheamus get drafted with the Raw.
I kind of think that
I think that's what's happening.
I would definitely agree.
I wouldn't be surprised that
because
he's probably he's definitely have to be in the pool. He's definitely in the pool. So I think that would be I think because he's done pretty much enough everything you can do on SmackDown in the current state.
Right.
So Raw would be a good step, I would assume. So I really enjoyed this match. I like that when Big E powerbombed Sheamus under the car, he slid right off. It was just, I don't know, it was just funny to me. And then I like the ending, the big ending off the hood of the car through tables. I really enjoyed that.
He had a small little reunion with New Day, and I text you this. I was like, Big E, he didn't look so so excited to see them back there. I mean, it was very subtle there, but like you could tell he was not like
Even
jumping.
it was even with my um curiosity peaked when during that false count anywhere match when he was going for weapons underneath the ring and he pulled out uh Bootios, like two like gimmick ones, like big ones, and he looked like what the hell and tossed them off. That's piqued my interest first, but I
I'm
wasn't sure if it was.
honestly, I'm hoping like for next Friday because they announced New Day versus Sheamus versus Cesaro and like Nakamura, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
farewell match.
I'm hoping that we get some sort of a turn of some sorts with Biggie, or he just kicks him to the side, sort of thing. But I don't think I don't think that would. I don't think I would do that because
No,
I do not want Biggie as a heel.
no, I don't
Either.
think they're going to do Hill. I think maybe he kind of just like cuts him loose and kind of like, you know what, I'm going to do me thing, and but in a way that he's still a face because you need somebody to go up against. I mean, as of now, Roman,
to me, because to me, what their plan should be, if they somehow cannot get Rock versus Roman, to me, they need to be building to like Big E versus Roman at WrestleMania. Like to me, that is where they should go there.
And pretty much, as of now, Big E is my favorite to win the Rumble. He has to be up there.
I mean, to me, I mean, like, especially now because if this was say like a few weeks ago, I would have thrown Keith Lee's name into there, but he has just been so directionless for the last few weeks now. So I definitely feel like Piggy is probably right now it has to be the favorite right there.
Then we get Jey Uso in the ring, wanting Reigns to come out and wanting to know the stipulation in the Hell in a Cell. Paul Heyman comes out, does his Paul Heyman things, and shows clips of what happens when you cross Roman Reigns, and they show video package of with clips and whatever of their Clash of Champions match, and Reigns sitting. They cut back, and Reigns is sitting at the table, this fancy room. I don't know where he's at, but very fancy.
I kind of like that they showed him being at the very head.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice
table
that.
There.
I didn't even notice that. That's a good touch. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that was a like really good touch. Honestly, when Heyman kept on talking, I felt like when he said like this is like what happens, and I thought that how they were going to show Jimmy Uso laid out there on.
I thought something was happening.
I was like, I wonder if they're going to possibly do that, but obviously no. And just Roman just has the face of a stone cold killer, man. Like he's easily is my favorite guy right now.
He's like, okay, and it just popped in my head. You know what? It's like kind of reminds me of. It's like oh my God! I had his
the Godfather,
name. Man. Not the Godfather, but like
Vito Corleone.
Like Bruce Willis, like a badass movie. Like you don't want to mess with him. He just sounds like a badass.
And like Die Hard is a Christmas movie. All right, it's a Christmas movie. Damn it. But yes,
only Chris. We're not getting in that debate. Anywho, Reigns was saying that he just tried to help Jay, try to make his life better. All you had to do is say he was the tribal chief, and so that's going to be consequences. And now, for the first time, there's going to be an I Quit match inside Hell in a Cell. And then, well, after Jay quits, there will be consequences. And so we get the first.
Any guesses what those consequences could be?
Oh, if maybe if somehow one of the Wild Samoans or Rikishi, or like probably Rikishi, or like ringside, I watch that. I see like Roman like attacking them, something like that. That's
I definitely feel like that they're
something.
going to be bringing in that they're going to be bringing in Rikishi at some point. It just kind of like makes too much sense there. And like, damn it, I say this every single week. I really wish that his twin brother Jimmy Uso was healthy, because man, it just feels like the perfect time for those guys, because I gotta tell you, Jay has come off really damn well to the point where like I would be fine if after like this feud that they start and transition him into as a mid carder. Like, to me, he has shown a lot in this whole thing, in this whole story. Roman has been giving him a lot, and I can't say enough to how great of a job that this whole storyline has been. I mean, it has me totally invested. So I'm very interested to see how physical and brutal that Hell and NSL match is going to be.
I think the I Quit stipulation is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting,
and kind of makes sense in that match. See, I mean, this is probably has to be one of the brutal ones on the show. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be just so good. I can't wait for that. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Then we get Stephanie's back out for round 2. She announces New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke for tonight for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And now we get round 2 picks. Let me pull these up. I tweeted them out. Where is it? There we go. Raw gets AJ Styles. It's a meme in itself. Sasha Banks stays on SmackDown. Naomi moves to Raw. Bianca Belair moves to SmackDown, and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler technically stay on Raw.
Yeah, needless to say, the one name that really surprised me was like a Bianca. I was really surprised that she is over there, which makes me think that she has to be thrown into with the title picture right after Sasha. Like, how I would have this book is definitely Bailey just beats the holy shit out of Sasha. Like, it needs to be definitive. Sasha needs to be out for a little while. Come back at the Rumble there and set up that feud there, because and I would not be mad if they even had Bianca win over Bailey, but I think that they could also possibly save that for a future show. So if they're not throwing her in the title picture, then I don't quite understand why they're having her on SmackDown, because as of now, like as the current roster has it, it's not something that I'm very optimistic, just because there's really no one for her to actually feud with over there. But we should find some more on Raw. And something else about tonight, man, that kind of surprised me. No NXT people. I was kind of surprised that we.
They didn't mention NXT at all.
Mhm. I
Even
kind of
showing the
wonder,
poll.
right? I kind of wonder if any of them are even getting drafted.
I
Um,
at this point I'm doubting.
yeah, because the
Just
fact that they didn't have a single one makes me think that they probably are leaving things, as is because I believe on NXT that they had like that they had like Johnny
yeah, there's
and
another
Candace, yes,
there's a new storyline there. Yeah, so that
which that's something that I'm going to be getting to once we get to that there. But so yeah
yeah, I was happy that Bianca was on SmackDown because obviously lately SmackDown has been the far superior show. They've
easily.
been, I mean, everybody is pretty much in a storyline doing something. So again, yeah, Bianca makes sense to go after Bailey down the line. And then yeah, AJ going to Raw is fine. What else we have here? Naomi going to Raw. Okay, Sasha Banks staying on SmackDown, and yeah, it's pretty much yeah. Then we get Jeff Hardy, and Matt Riddle versus John Morrison and The Miz. In a
Short match.
short
It's
match,
just
a quick little match.
but like Matt, I'm not going to lie at all. I thought I for some reason I thought like Lars Sullivan was fired. I
I saw
thought
that tweet.
I thought that he was canned. So I was like, oh, he is still
No,
around.
he's not.
So I was like, oh,
A lot of people were like on the Twitter machine were
indifferent.
lukewarm. I'm willing to give him a second chance because the first one started and quickly stopped.
He's in for a like uphill battle because
Yeah,
up until he got hurt, he had a disastrous start when he came up and then on top of that with everything going on outside um um of the ring from the like message boards that he posted on to
yep.
basically all of his like mental health issues as well. It's just it was not good. And then he had a pretty lengthy injury. So at this point, it can't be possibly any worse with him. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm giving a second chance, but I like how he destroyed both heels and faces.
Right.
Minus Morrison, which interesting.
Yeah, that was weird.
But it's a tall tale sign. But I mean, I like what they did with him just destroying people. If you take that and just minus everything, like you said, that happened in the past.
Right.
It's somebody new. I mean, we'll see where he lands up, Raw or SmackDown, because he's eligible to be drafted. So he's not on SmackDown. He just appeared on SmackDown.
I feel like he would probably be on like Raw.
Yeah, I feel like that
because with like Seth and like Roman both on SmackDown, I just don't think that he really fits there right now. And you would assume that Sami Zayn is going to be that he's going to be staying as well there. So kind of makes you wonder. I mean, like it would kind of make sense that he would stay or that he'll go on Raw. So
yep. So after this, we get the third round. Stephanie announces Ricochet stays on Raw. Jey Uso stays on SmackDown. Mandy Rose stays or officially is on Raw or stays on it. And the two changes that I'm seeing right underneath, right above this tweet, your GIF, Dominic and Rey Mysterio go to SmackDown, and Miz and Morrison go over to Monday Night Raw, and we get Dominic. We thought we were done with the Mysterio
We were
feud.
Yeah, we were free, and then literally, I said, "Fuck." I'm just like,
literally, I think he just said the same time as GIF on loop with Brian Cranston. I literally think he just said it at the same time, which is hilarious.
I might have, but
no, like literally, like as you
oh,
spoke now, and then the GIF. I'm watching the GIF play. I swear to God, when you said that, it was perfectly timed.
I'm just like, why? I mean, like, I'm because I'm trying to think, like, why, like, if you're going to have them continue to feud, why not just keep them on Raw? But as I said earlier, I don't think with Seth that he's going to be around too much longer. So we only have to suffer through this for 4 weeks.
The only saving grace I have is that somehow SmackDown has been writing better. So maybe for the last leg of this feud, we get something better. But that's the only silver lining I can see. But that's a small silver lining.
Oh, by the way, Matt, breaking news here: Tampa Bay is off to the ALCS. So we are getting the Houston Astros versus the Tampa Bay Rays. So
see that Yankees, you could pay all that money for that starting lineup.
And nada. It scored 1 run. Wow. That was it. Jesus.
Okay, Glass. Oh, well, Glass not had something to do with it. Cue the Bryan Cranston GIF again.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was a home run off of Chapman.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
In the bottom of the 8th, 3-2 count, 100-mile-per-hour pitch, left field.
Wow.
Oh, see, I wish I was watching these damn live wrestling videos. Anywho, where were we? Next, after we get Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and which ended up in a DQ after Bayley hit Sasha with the chair. Like we said before, I thought it was going to be a somewhat clean, decisive, not as clean, but a decisive finish with maybe Bayley getting Sasha getting taken out, but I'll take a DQ. Yeah, we went.
I was just like, really, but then I was like, okay, well then this at least explains why they didn't have this close the show. So
as soon as they went on, I was like, okay, Bayley's not losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I'll take. I'll take a. I was like, I'm okay with the DQ finish, because then Sasha can't win right now. Right. But I just feel like she's winning at Hell in a Cell more and more.
Yeah, I think so too. So yep, we shall.
And then lose it at the next pay-per-view. I don't know. I don't want her yet, but the no neck cell Sasha. And we get a quick backstage thing with Owens getting ready for his match against the Fiend, and Alexa just walks up to him right in his face and goes, let him in. And then we cut back to commercial, and we get the SmackDown tag team title match, New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, and good match here, I thought. And New Day gets the win and becomes the 7-time SmackDown Tag Team Championship. champions. Before we get into the final round of the draft, what did you think of this match?
Honestly, I wasn't really interested. If I'm being perfectly honest, just anything involving tag team wrestling with this company is it's not going to interest me because they have made it to a point that it doesn't matter. I mean, like this match was literally thrown together, half an hour in the show with like zero build or anything. So it's just like, yeah, I was just kind of was just waiting for after the match where you were thinking, okay, well, there's probably something that's gonna be happening with New Day here. So, and sure enough, we saw which by the way, this makes zero sense to me. Why would like Raw only want the tag team champions and not the whole group of like New Day? That didn't really make too much.
This is how I justify it in my head.
Yeah.
That you can pull individuals or whatever off of tag teams, and that was especially stated. Now, and they also said that Stephanie was working with executives of Raw, executives like TV executives from the networks.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I'm making it make sense in my head. Is that Raw, USA and Fox negotiated? Okay, we want New Day. No, you get New Day. Well, how about we get these two and we keep Big E? Fine. Okay, let's make it true.
If that was the case, then I wish that they would have made that a little bit more clear. But
Hopefully, say maybe Monday.
Yeah. Which I highly doubt that we get.
I highly doubt it too. But it's making it. But it's in my head and it's making me make sense because I'm not overthinking it.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing where I was like, I wish that they would have explained that better, but. But that being said, this has been a long time coming. Big E should have been in singles a long time ago. New Day has been stale for at least 2.5 years now. If we're being perfectly honest, they have run the course. They can only win so many tag titles together, and everyone knew Big E has a career in singles. He's a like main event guy. He's got the charisma. He's got the personality. He obviously is very athletic and he can also work. And not to mention, it's another black superstar who has the full package. And just judging WWE's track record, although as of like late they are booking black wrestlers a hell of a lot more serious. See, like Hurt Business, Keith Lee, etc. So I'm very happy that we are now getting a decide singles run for Big E, and to me Kofi and like Xavier as a tag team is good. Only problem is there's no tag teams. Because you would figure, okay, with the Street Profits, they're either A, going to be drafting them over to over on SmackDown, or B, they're going to be merging both of the tag teams, which that's been something that should have been done a long time ago because how if you put both shows side by side, that's barely even enough for a single tag team class, or let alone for two shows,
In the other, I kind of want to see the rosters. So where are we here? Raw. Here we go. Find the tag teams. You technically have Andrade, Angel Garza, Street Profits, a combination of the Hurt Business, Eric and Ivar, but one of them's hurt, so they're off. Technically now in the New Day, and I guess Ricochet and I don't know. No, I don't know. Okay, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That I could come up, and then that's on SmackDown, and they updated those graphics pretty quick. I'll give them that. We have Cesaro Nakamura. If you want to count Dominic and Ray, technically Lucha House Party. Depending on where they
to me, after with the Seth feud, Ray and Dominic should be a tag team. Like, I mean, like we need tag teams, man. Like, it's just I'm sick of the same matchups every single week. Like,
welcome to Raw.
It's just my God, dude. They make tag team wrestling just it's a freaking shit show. Like,
technically, Heavy Machinery. We'll see after Monday. Technically,
I would be shocked if Tucker and Otis are not staying together.
And then technically the Forgotten Sons, but
yeah,
they've been taken off.
Riker screwed everything up for color and
yeah. So that's that. So anyways, the rest of the last round for today, Dana Brooks stays on Raw, Otis still stays on SmackDown, Angel Garza still stays on Raw. So then we get the main event. We have The Fiend versus Kevin Owens, with The Fiend winning via Man in the Claw pin combination. And at the end, lights go out. The lights come back on. The camera's cut to on stage with Alexa and The Fiend looking at each other on stage, and then looking at Kevin Owens, and then looking back at each other. And that's pretty much how the show goes off the air. In my head, I was screaming, "Don't have them kiss! Don't have them kiss! Don't have them kiss!" But they didn't.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
I was good. Honestly, because I was kind of afraid that was gonna happen. I was like, that's
I was like, no, like, but they didn't, and they were just looking and like with the camera. I was like, good.
And yes. I was thinking of something though, Matt. I was like, okay, say they do draft him over to Raw. What do they do with him? Like, I'm legitimately thinking about that. Like, I have no idea what they do with The Fiend if it goes over.
I wanted to stay far away from Raw as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just trying to think. I was like, I don't think he really fits over there because I don't see him feuding with like Retribution, because obviously with her business,
that's already stuff's already happening there.
Obviously, Orton and McIntyre.
But that should end soon, technically.
That should end, but you gotta think, because I'm assuming that probably Orton is winning, so you would think, okay, they probably are going to Keith Lee and Orton possibly after that. So it's like, I don't know as far as the division of labor there with The Fiend. I just don't think it makes really a lot of sense to put him over there, because to me, at some point they're going to be doing Roman versus him, and two, if you recall,
they teased it. I don't think they would have.
Yeah.
If they didn't want to, I would like to think if they didn't want to do that match, it would have never had Alexa look at Roman as long as she did.
But at the same time, too, we have to think it's the crazy old man who changes his mind, but literally week to week. So,
but that seems like it's mostly Raw. Like, we always hear Raw's chaotic. You never hear SmackDown's chaotic. It's always Raw's chaotic, and at least SmackDown is somewhat what's the sane, structured, that things like, you know, make for the overall makes sense, and or follow some structure, if you will. With Raw, it's I'm just thinking, how is Raw going to screw up the draft on Monday?
It's going to happen, and our timeline is going to explode, and I'm going to have a great enjoyment of it.
But you know what? At least the good thing is, we don't have to see on Monday, but we got to see we don't have to see. At least I don't hope Seth in stereos, but
I mean, like,
that doesn't guarantee that it's still.
Hey, they will find something. They will find something to be worse, and it's just going to drive us all insane.
Yes. But what I'm interested in, I guess we can transition here. I'm interested to see what happens next, and my interest is like peaked more with them is Retribution and Mustafa Ali being the leader that was revealed this past Monday after it was Mustafa versus MVP, and Retribution came out, and Mustafa went out of the ring to go after him. Looked at T-bone steak and Mace or whatever. I didn't have a funny name for Mace. In the eyes, and smiled and said, "Go get him." So yeah, which I don't know how you don't close the show with that, but I digress. So when I saw this, my interest was piqued. I was like, okay, I want to see where this goes. Possibly, you have my attention. No, keep my attention.
I'll say this. I'm torn because and I'll say this. It makes a ton of sense. First of all, with Ollie, I'm spearheading this because he has every reason to be absolutely bitter and pissed off about the currents.
If they somehow, if they can tie it in somewhat, I don't know how. There's a way you could do it to like the gimmick, but like without the gimmick. No crap. The hacker gimmick. In a way, I if I was running it, I'd be like, I wanted to hack and take WWE over from the web, from technology, or whatever the phrase I can't think of right now, but it wasn't working. It wasn't practical. I wanted to do something to make more of an impact. So I got these rebels, these other superstars that were pissed off like myself, and we banded together and we created Retribution. Something like that. If they just do that, so you say that, you you acknowledge the hacker gimmick, but then you write that off right off the bat. To me, that seems more. To me, that's logical. Like, I wanted to do this, but it couldn't make it happen. It wasn't going to be effective, and you go into that. That's what I would do. Something like that.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind that either. But I will say this. About Ali. I just don't think it's the right that he is the right person. I feel like if he was a secondary figure in this group, I would be fine with. But I really feel like that the actual leader of this group should have been a bigger star. And that is the only thing that I can really criticize about him, just because and yes, while at the same time it makes sense that he would be in the group, I don't think he should be the actual leader of the group. To me, I wish that they would have gotten someone a little bit higher up on the card, I mean, obviously, the perfect guy would have been Roman, but obviously
Yeah,
that didn't happen. And to be perfectly honest, I,
for the best.
I'm fine with that. Just based
Yeah,
on what's happening.
I see now for what you see. I'm torn for what you said, and I agree and
See?
disagree at the
Yeah.
same time. I agree because his place on the card is stardom is not there yet, but then at the same time, this can be used, if done right, to elevate him even more, to build somebody up. Um, Again, if done right. So to me, it all depends where they go from here.
Yeah,
It's
like to me, above anything else, so this will finally give him consistent TV
Yes,
time,
that
which
is the good thing coming out of it. Yeah,
to me I have never understood because he offers a lot and should be on TV. Like why he's been on like a main event and why they can't find something, whether it be in the like mid card or something like he and on top of that he was a great baby face. So
yeah.
I am slightly
I
concerned with him being a heel just
I
because I'm not sure how he's going to do in this
I
role here too.
I think here's another thing, another aspect that I agree and disagree with you. I'm torn again. Yes, I agree. He was a good baby face, almost like an underdog thing. But I feel like the way they were booking him, they feel like with him being a baby face, they didn't know how to book him. But
Oh
with a
yeah,
heel,
absolutely.
I feel like this can be um like almost a Roman Reigns situation in a way. You book him as a heel, he'll get over as a bad guy, and then when you return him back to a face, he's going to be over. Um,
I hope so
in that aspect.
because to me, they need to just give him that chance because to this point, I don't think he's been really given a chance. Like I saw this guy on 205 Live was by far the best guy on that outside of Pac was the best guy on that show. And it really wasn't even close. He was just putting on great match after great match. And then I saw him talk. I was like, okay, he can definitely talk. It just his character was just so it was just so
Yeah, they didn't find the right thing for him.
right.
So we'll see. Yeah,
So I'm hoping with this here that they finally have that figured out. I'm just hoping that they don't treat this like what they did with the freaking Nexus, which
yeah.
was after a month or two, they said, "Oh, we are bored, so we're just going to kill these guys." Because if they kill these guys, it's supposedly Matt Mercedes Mercedes
Martinez is out. Yeah,
yeah, she's going back to NXT, which I'm fine with, by the way. But
yeah.
so I mean, like between like him, I'm like with Dijak, Dio, and like me and like you're killing like possibly four or five pretty talented people there. So I'm
It
hoping that they actually have an actual plan,
no, but but I
but
I
chances are they don't.
but there's a chance of that, but there's a chance they can
Mhm.
salvage this. There was a mixed bag. I think it was at Wrestling Inc. Somebody tweeted out, how is this like, what's your views on Retribution? Does this improve or pique your interest more or whatever on Retribution? I think that was it. And there was a fair amount of yeses. There was also nos, but it was good to see, at least for Retribution's sake, that it wasn't like no, 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 no. It was like yes, yes. See what happens.
Mhm.
There is interest, and at this point, in my opinion, that's what all you can ask for now. So you want to see what they do next and see where it goes. So at least they have that going for them for this week and moving forward. So I mean, we can speculate, but we can only judge when after. they do what they do. Is that it for Retribution's last? Yeah. Well, what do you want to get into next?
AEW.
AEW. Okay. So I finally watched this today. I had some free time. I got most of it. I kind of we'll get into stuff that kind of fast forward through stuff just to get to the big parts.
Yeah.
It's kind of it was like I kind of like I fast through it to make most of like the if not all the Jericho like 30 like the cameos.
He had
Like
some pretty cool
he had some good
cameos.
ones. I saw it, but for just watching it, I was like,
Mhm.
they have YouTube clips. I want to go back with like just to get it done.
It was
I'm
really
not
good.
missing anything.
There were some guys, and by the way, man, there was a lot of new of new Japan mentions on the show, which I don't find that to be a coincidence because, and like you probably do not know this, but they had like one of their higher up executives he stepped down. So I don't think that's a coincidence that as soon as that happened, we start to see a few mentions here on like, so I'm hoping that is a sign possibly of both of those companies having some sort of a like working relationship there. But we kicked off the show, Matt, with what did you think of Cage versus Will Hobbs?
I enjoyed it. Is Will Hobbs? I know, he's relatively new to
Mhm.
like the TV
Yeah.
wrestling scene.
Mhm.
Okay. I like little things I noticed. I think he's not green by any means necessary, but things to improve.
Yeah, he's still pretty
I don't want to say green because that has like this bad like negative connotation.
no, it's just like he's just
Yeah,
very
he's
inexperienced right now.
he's inexperienced, but I still enjoyed it. It just I don't know because it seemed like I enjoyed it. It seemed like a little. I don't want to say something was missing from the match. I don't know. It was weird, but it wasn't bad. But like I thoroughly
I will
enjoyed it.
tell you why, Matt. Because you were so used to seeing so many high flying, high paced action, whereas here it was
Sure. Yeah.
slower, more like power moves. I think
Yeah.
that's probably
it. I don't know. Yeah.
threw you off.
I don't know. I don't know if it was them moving in the ring. I don't know. It's maybe. I don't know. But
It was good though.
overall,
It was-
I enjoyed it though.
this here shows like when you add some different things on your show, it helps out the rest of the show because now not everyone is doing the same shit for every single match, which has been a criticism of this company. It's just every match looks the freaking same.
Mhm.
And whereas here you have two big horses here just beating the crap out of each other. In Cage, he did really well here. He made Hobbs look really good. And obviously after the and obviously Cage won here, but and like Taz is trying to like recruit Hobbs, and he was really putting him over on commentary. So they did that really well. Now for Hobbs, they need to find a character to him because he's really just
He's
a
John
crazy-
Cena when
yeah,
he's
yeah,
John Cena,
and
early
like
John Cena.
they need to find that something that is going to get him over because to me he has a very good look. He's very athletic, and like he has something to him, and above anything else, he stands out from everyone else. So like he has some good things about him. Now we just need to see as he gets more experience and if he can just consistently get better and better. And I would assume by the ending of this, we probably are getting a tag match with like Hobbs and Darby Allin versus
Yes, that is.
Team Taz.
It is.
Uh,
You can bet $1,000 on that. That's going to happen because AEW likes their tag matches.
Oh, absolutely. But I will say at least there is some like
Makes sense.
Yeah, it like
Or
makes sense.
like legit reason for them to tag.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
And I think this whole entire thing should be about just slowly building up Hobbs above anything else here. So a very good opening.
Did it seem like when Darby came out, it was like the slowest save ever?
Yeah.
am I like stupid? Like I wasn't like seeing it, but like because he was gonna go after Ricky Starks with a skateboard, but it was just like I'm coming for you, and Ricky's just like I'm just gonna slowly move out of the way.
I really think he was being really lazy there or something. I was like, dude, just get out of the freaking ring.
Yeah, I get that, but it just seemed, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that was a good match to start the show. Yeah, because I heard everybody talk about that on Wednesday, so I was really looking forward to watching that. Other videos that get Slash, Dennis Miller. I don't know if we have to go over that. People have in the big. We talked about Hiroshi Tanahashi. Or, I probably killed his name.
Nope.
Is that how I said it right? Yeah, I said a name right.
Yeah, right there, buddy.
Little jump pat on the back. And we get Lance Archer video package hyping their match next week, his match next week with Moxley for the AEW Championship, saying it's not the first time men in the ring, and then showing pictures of their Texas death match in New Japan.
Right, and that was like number 2. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, you know, Tanahashi. I mean, like him, and like Jericho had some history. I was like, okay, not really thinking about that. But then when they brought up this, I'm like, okay, all right, something like they must be hoping or possibly hinting at something down the line. So I was very intrigued by that. But I will say though, Matt, I don't think we are getting a title change. I don't think we're getting a title change next week.
It's just unfortunate for Archer again.
It really is, but at the same time, like they have this whole 8-man tournament to find out who's going to be getting a title shot at LA Full Gear. I was like, well, I seriously doubt that they're going to be doing that with someone who is just going to be winning a title a full month before the pay-per-view. So I mean to me like Moxley, he is going to win here, and I think that he probably should win. Honestly, it just like makes more sense. Even though with Archer, it's going to kind of put him in the same spot as he was after Cody beat him. It's like,
yeah, it at least like at least with Brian Cage, we forget that he lost to that and he's doing something else. But like Archer,
but at least though with a Cage, he never tapped or got pinned. He just like Taz just like threw it.
That's true.
In the towel.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I was saying because he only lost like once, and he's doing something else. Like Archer, like after he lost to Cody, didn't really do much there, and then he gets another title shot, and he loses like another one. And I agree. Moxley should win if they're doing this tournament.
Yeah,
but like it kind of just sucks that they're booking him to lose. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it, but and he looks like such a badass. That like
he's a really good talker. Like that's the one thing. Like he's got intensity. He's and also too, his character is really strong. It's just like they're put like he's just like when they're giving him these title shots, it's like there is no
the
way
wrong time.
Right. It's like timing is on everything sort of thing. I'm just like there's just no way that you can put the title on him right now.
Then we get FTR versus the Hybrid 2 or TH2, the battle of the ladders.
Sucked.
Yes. John, we kind of talked about it. But I don't think I've really watched a Dynamite in 2 weeks. There was no reason for them to have a. Was there a reason for them to have fight for the championship?
And supposedly they had won 3 straight matches on Dark, yeah. But that was it. And like this has been a complaint of mine for quite some time. Like the AEW books these random ass title matches that make 0 sense whatsoever. And this is on here. And on top of that, why was this match so competitive with FTR? Like I mean after FTR beat both Kenny and like Hangman, they should be running through a lot of these tag teams. At least what they did with a Private Party, they made them look good while at the same time being pretty dominant. In my opinion, they gave way too much here in this match, and it went entirely too long. And on top of that, there was one really bad botch by like Jack Evans. I'm like,
coming off the top rope,
right? It
totally missed him.
Just completely just wailed, and it was bad. I mean, FTR wins, and then we had the stupid segment with like best friends coming out.
Yeah, that's okay. This is when it just went. It went down for me.
And if WWE did this, we would all be shitting on it. So I'm not gonna be holding back with this one. Like,
no, it was. Because when they were saying that, like, honestly, I missed this, that FTR called them like comedy tag team, whatever. So they did this, but I felt like how they were saying it made it sound serious, but they were playing off the fact that they're comedy, but they were not really doing comedy stuff. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
like just because it was a weird transition from because it was like the match over and then all of a sudden we have hot dogs. So like I'm watching this, I'm like I don't buy them winning next week. I believe it's next week at all. And then I'm like, how are they number 1 contenders? And then they reminded me of the parking lot brawl. And I went, okay, I can see it. I buy that more.
Yeah,
I buy that more than the Hybrid 2.
If they would have just, I mean, like with best friends, instead of bringing up this stupid comedy shit, which FTR's whole point was, hey guys, we're not treating you guys seriously, and we're treating you as comedy guys, since throughout this whole time you have portrayed yourself as such, and they just kind of have just like confirmed that. I wish they were a lot more serious here, and that
if they took away the hot dogs and kind of serious promo saying you think we're comedy, right? We're going to show you we're not comedy next week when we beat you, like something like that,
right?
Even though we know it's not going to happen, at least it's it's like not believable, or like it's like you think there could be and then another thing that didn't make any sense to me after this, because all through the match, the Young Bucks are watching the match on the screen backstage, and for some reason, tell me if I'm out of left field here. They didn't notice the cameraman the whole time, and they were like, "Oh, were you stalking us or spying on us?" And they super kicked the cameraman.
Yeah, they're like their whole thing is getting really cheesy right now. Like,
yeah, but I can give you I'll give you the first two, right? So it was okay to come out of nowhere and just kick him, but like you're surprised that the cameraman was standing there the whole time. You didn't see the cameraman when you were first watching the match. You were standing with like your body's facing the camera, but your head's watching the monitor. Like who watches the TV like that, anyways? Number one, but like you didn't see somebody holding a big thing standing next to you in your periphery. Okay, that's when it was like, oh, okay, no, like, and then the camera fell perfectly facing them, even though like out of the whole thing, that's like the least criticizable thing. But like, I didn't like that. Oh, were you spying on us? Like, that wasn't believable at all.
Yep.
In my opinion, I'll give them the first two, the super kicks to Chavez or whatever and Tony. I'll live with that. But this one, no, it was like over top to me. And I was like, I don't know if you would agree with that, but it just
honestly, I think you're putting way too much thought into this. I just didn't even really think anything of it.
No, but as soon as you spying, when you say you're spying on us and you obviously there was a cameraman that whole match in your face and you didn't see it. Like, come on, that's when you lost me. Then we got I believe where I thought
what was it? Cody versus
Brody? I was reading a paragraph before. Let's see if I need to read it. I thought this on any other day should have been the main event.
I think the only reason why they did this was because of the presidential.
It's true. I forgot about it. I watched it. I watched it today, so that wasn't as fresh in my head. But true. But any other day, okay, yeah, fair. I think this should have definitely been main event. Brody Lee versus Cody, AEW TNT Championship.
This was awesome. First of all, this was bloody. This was violent. Everything as I could have hoped. I'm not even mad about Cody winning here. I felt like that as far as his story was going, it kind of felt like that he had to win here. So yeah, I don't really have any issues, and I believe that this was the first time in about 6 months that Brody was actually pinned, because I believe the only time he's been pinned was against John Moxley. So honestly, even in like losing him, Matt, I don't think this really hurt him. These two just beat the crap out of each other. Both guys just, I mean, I don't really have anything to complain about. The only thing I have to complain about is post-match. but
I, at least for me, at least beginning, I think the only criticism I have of this match when I was watching, I mean, this is not even a bad thing. I think it started out slow, but then it picked up and got really good at the end. For me, but that's not even a bad thing.
And that freaking like a visual of Cody putting that freaking chain around Brody's eyes, nose, and like his mouth. Apparently, that was also a callback to Roddy Piper and Greg Valentine, who was there. By the way, I like that they kind of tied in that with the match. Now, post match, explain to me why Orange Cassidy, who was pinned 2 weeks ago against Brody Lee, is getting a title shot for the title. To me, just makes zero sense. Not to mention next week is their anniversary show. So you would think, hey, let's get a bigger match here, and we go with Orange Cassidy.
I saw this. I was like,
This made zero sense to me because
here we
okay,
go, pushing him to win titles now.
well, and the thing is, Matt, he's not beating Cody, like,
No,
so like it's really
I would.
predictable too.
I would crap, pee, throw up in my pants all at the same time if that were to happen, which it won't.
No,
But that's what I would do live on air.
it would be so stupid, and two, it's like I don't understand why they're really overexposing Orange here. Like, to me, he's good as a mid card guy. He should not be at
I'll
the
get yep.
top.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
It just this is where they're thinking that he is a bigger star than he actually is.
The gimmick is not conducive for him to be in this situation.
Now, if this were, say, if this was Pac, completely different story. I can absolutely buy him as a top guy, but in this role, absolutely not. Like, it's just, and honestly, what I'm kind of hoping is that someone actually takes him out, and we get someone else in his spot. But that doesn't seem what AEW does. Typically, when they announce things, that's they typically happen unless someone gets actually hurt or if COVID strikes again. So so yeah. So then after that was what was after
Big Swole and Serena Deeb.
Yeah. I will say,
to be honest, I fast forward to this to get through.
I'll just kind of like, this wasn't terrible. Definitely one of Big Swole's better matches, and they also announced for next week Big Swole versus Shida for the AEW women's title. I mean, it was okay to me. Serena Deeb is just so much better than a ton of women not named Thunder Rosa or Shida. It's just like, and she worked a pretty good match, but it's just this woman's class just status quo, just nothing to really.
I slowed fast forward this to kind of see how it was going, so not to miss.
Mismatch. Yeah,
I was like, from what I can tell, I was like, oh, it didn't look too bad, but I was like,
it wasn't bad. I just didn't have a reason.
Swole is, I was like, after the atrocity there was the dentist office whatever chair match, I was just like, I need a break from Swole, even though I had 2 weeks, but like I need to cleanse the palate.
That feud with Baker just really set her just.
It was weird because it was entertaining, and then it got too off.
Yeah.
Was announced next. I don't know how I missed this. Next week it was announced Miro and Kip Sabian are in action next week.
Yeah. And by the way, did you see all night Miro playing video games?
Yeah, he was playing old like an arcade game.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like,
they're going all in on the video game.
Which I'm fine with. It's just him being with Kip is just. I'm hoping soon that that they get this thing over with, but
Miro / Rusev.
It's bad right now.
He left one thing and got to another. Right.
But then obviously the final thing was Jericho and Hager versus Serpentico and Luther. And my God,
wait, how did you say his last name?
Not
Luther.
Serpentico
and
Luther. I'm just like, first of all, Luther should not be on TV. Like, he struggled in this match.
Yeah, it was not good.
Thankfully, it was short, but man, was he not good. So it was short, and like I'll give them a pass for this week just because it was Chris's third 30 years, and supposedly him and like Luther are pretty good friends, and they worked together
Yeah.
when he was first getting started. So I was like, fine, but that was bad. And then obviously, Jericho he wins. And then after the match, MJF comes down, which I'm getting really interested in Jericho versus
Yeah.
MJF. Just these segments with these two are probably some of the best consistent segments every single week with these two.
I didn't, for some reason, maybe I know what they're doing, but I was, to me, it was off for me. For this one,
in what way?
I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like. I don't. I know what they're doing. I maybe because I was off for 2 weeks watching it. I don't know. It didn't completely hit for me.
Well, here I'll give you the cliff notes.
I just didn't
Basically,
like it.
MJF is kissing Jericho's ass, which is going to lead to one of two things. I feel either a MJF officially joins the inner circle, or B, he kind of like they just go straight into a feud with.
Because I know what they're doing. I didn't think it was just weird how this whole thing flowed, like from the match and thing, and then like the SNL closing thing. I know it just felt off for me, but don't get me wrong, MGF and Jericho I like. I mean, I haven't seen like the last 2 weeks of stuff, so
like pretty much any segments involving these two have been gold.
And what I've seen, and what I've seen before was fine. I don't know. It just I don't know something. I don't know. It was off for me for whatever reason. Like it just and then I don't know. That whole main event. I don't know. It didn't work for me as well as I thought it would. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, and something I gotta say is like people they were get demand for a bunch of people coming in the ring and shit, and they're like, oh, like that looks bad. I was like, just to remind you people, all those people who were in the ring, they were all heels. There was not one baby face in that ring. That was something I was like, thank God they did not put. And just
I made sure to look. Oh, I thought you were going. They were on the ring and not social distance. But I was like, well, I thought you were going to that.
No, just talking strictly about kayfabe and like.
Oh yeah, no, I looked. I was like, all heel, good.
Yeah, all heel.
That was fine. Then I was fine with it.
So yeah, so now for the anniversary show, we have 3 title matches. Moxley and Archer. With the tag titles, FTR and Best Friends, and Cody versus Orange Cassidy. Oh, and Cheetah versus Cheetah versus Big Swole. So a really loaded show. And as far as NXT this week, I didn't. I'll say this, Matt. I'm not convinced, if I wasn't already, the NXT title is cursed. It is cursed. Like,
cursed. You get it, you're injured.
I was just like, Jesus Christ. But thankfully, it's not as serious to where like he's gonna be out of action. So at least they avoided that. But Jesus Christ, I'm just like it's like they can't catch a break sort of thing.
No, I'm watching that. I'm like, gee, Regal, Triple H, Michaels, everybody's sitting there probably. Oh my God, what do we have to do? What do we have to do? Everything we do, people get injured.
But yeah, so when the show opened up and they do Kushida versus Ciampa, I'm like, okay, sweet, cool. And then who shows up?
Your boy.
God damn it! I'm like, so let me get this straight. after Kushida just beat him with an inch of his life. Like somehow, what 2 or 3 days later, he's perfectly fine. Like this
3 days.
freaking like makes Sasha's thing look like nothing here. I just did not understand that. I'm like, and I'm drawing a blank. Was he even selling any sort of injuries here, Matt, or did he just like jump right in the ring and just?
He kind of just appeared on the turnbuckle.
Okay, yeah. I thought so. I'm just like,
I don't remember him selling anything.
Right. Yeah. So
that I recall.
I was like, for how badly like Kushida beat him with it, especially on like his leg at Takeover, it's like he should be out for a long time. No, not even 3 days. He's perfectly fine.
I'll give him the wrestling week, injury week off. I know why they did it, because you're in a situation you don't want either of those two to lose. But they could have.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with that, but it just why is a dream appearing? Was like my thing was like, okay, so what was the point of it now? Because to me that kind of like hurt that match from Takeover just a tiny bit, just because like the consequences of that didn't exactly matter, you know.
Well, I'm more upset that apparently the feud's continuing than him selling.
Right. And that too. I'm like, that should have been it. Yeah. Like, Dream should not be on TV. That's just plain simple.
Or if he's not, I mean, if he is, he's not dealing with Kushida.
Right. Exactly. Because now this is obviously is going to continue in God help.
Probably Halloween Havoc, and that's it. Probably.
Yeah.
Because it is a quick turnaround. So, okay, I get it, but I'm not happy. I get why, because what are you gonna?
Right.
Given the circumstances, okay, I'm not. Obviously we're not happy about it, but
no.
It makes it. I understand why, if that's the reason. We get Ember Moon come out, cutting a promo, saying she's been in isolation for 14 months. So she's back, and then Io comes out to interrupt, and before Io says one word, Rhea comes out, and then Dakota and Raquel Gonzalez attack Rhea, and as Io just stands there and watches, Ember comes out and helps Rhea, and then it was announced we get a tag team match between the two sides, and for the main event later in the show. So anything adding on that, or just move on for now?
Yeah, just keep on moving on.
Okay. We see Drake Maverick coming into the building earlier in the day. Drake is saying that they've been planning and strategizing like a tag team. Dane comes up and just says, "The hell are you doing?" And Drake says that him and Dane will face Everrise tonight in a tag match, and Dane just gets pissed and walks away, and Drake's all like happy and says, can't wait to hear what the entrance music is. Go back to commercial. Io's back backstage getting interviewed. Says Ember Moon and Rhea Ripley are not for her to worry about, but her title is. Then Adam Cole is addressing Ridge Holland. Adam Cole is with the UE, taking him. That's pretty much. And they talk about O'Reilly. O'Reilly says it was the worst night, and he didn't get the job done. But he's like saying you shouldn't be ashamed, nothing to be ashamed about. Cole says Ridge broke his ribs and now he's a dead man.
Which is very ironic as the night went on here.
Then we get Everrise versus Drake Maverick and Killing Dane.
Hooray! We have another tag team in
we got tag team. I'll say this: Drake and Killing Dean are growing on me. This is like Hell No 2.0, or actually, yeah.
A like poor man's team. Hell No.
Yeah, and Drake just being happy, trying to have a damn friend, damn it, and Killing Dane just being the ass he is. I did like that Dane powerbombed Drake onto one of the people in Everrise, and that helped get the win. And then again for like the fourth week in a row at the end, Killing Dane just knocks Drake out with a punch, and then kind of just carries him out, and Drake's all happy, but still selling the punch, but it's like happy that Killian Dane's coming around. So I don't know. It's growing on me. More and more each week. It's something. Gonna, like you said, we get another tag team. Just another story in the tag team division. So, and
it's something. So
it gets Killian Dane to do something. I think he's good in that ass role. Well, let me rephrase that. Wait a minute. Being an ass role. There you go.
There we go.
Anywho, moving on from that. We get video package for Toni Storm, and I would like to watch her run on a beach all day.
Yes.
If I will bring out the guy in me, if I will.
Damn right.
What did you say? You said Toni Storm is thick with like 5,000 C's.
Yep. Just the only thing I gotta say is go to her Instagram. That's all I'll say. So,
like 13 C's. I just kind of half-ass counted. Then we get the Garganos out walking their dog, and they come back home.
Yeah. So when I found this out, I was like, okay, so it looks like that they're staying on NXT, which makes me wonder then, okay, like why did both of them lose on Takeover then? Like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, this really, I don't think it is doing them any favors when they're proclaiming, we both are going to be champions at the same time.
At this point, I think they're going for the hills of, they think they're all that, but they're not. At this point, that's obviously what's happening.
I'm guessing because man, I was just like, if
then again, they're not like they were put in a situation that you're not going to have Damian Priest lose.
Exactly.
Do you really want Io at this point?
Yeah, they kind of poked themselves into a corner there where like it's like, well, we can't exactly take the titles off of either Damian or Io here, just because these were basically set up a like week or two beforehand. So
so they arrive. They see if, I guess, Can't sees a package. Mention Indy Hartwell's name. Johnny's like, "Why are you saying that goof's name?" And then he sees it's a TV, and then like switches tone and praises her, which I don't know. I enjoyed. Um, so Indy sends him a new 65-inch TV. So
Is she trying to get some of that Gargano love there?
she wants the triple threat. She's
God.
yeah. So we come back. She won. She wants. Anyways, moving on. We get Austin Theory versus Leon Ruff. Austin Theory gets the win here. Even gets
he can win matches.
He can win matches. I still like him. I mean, he was. I think this happened after. So he gets an easy win over Leon Ruff. I still like Austin. I still like Austin Theory. I forget. He cuts a promo after and saying he's the future of NXT. No one can do anything about it. And my boy Dexter Lumis comes out. And
is it bad? Is it bad that anytime I think about him coming out, I just like feel like you and like Eric pickering at each other about
you know
him.
what? I think I honestly think the same thing. I honestly do. I'm not going to lie. I think of Eric when I see Dexter Lumis. So take that interview. I hope he's watching. So Dexter, they have a match. Dexter accepts the challenge. And Dexter gets the win with the silencer submission. Yeah, and then Cameron Grimes comes out of nowhere, attacks Lumis with the cave-in. And I guess this is continuing from there, running backstage, a takeover. And Grimes in his snidey, I'm the best when he's not way, laughs and walks out. Move that through that. I don't remember this interview, so
that's fine.
Grimes says when he. Okay, I don't remember. How do I not remember any of this? I just watched it. They have a video package. Because I fell asleep on Wednesday and I watched it today. Video package talking about Balor breaking his jaw.
Hashtag NXT title is cursed.
And cursed title. Then they have cameraman approach Rich Holland after he gets out of I guess Mercedes. He says he didn't have a Mercedes last week, but he does now, and he owes Adam Cole for that. And so teasing the future of why Ridge attacked Cole. I'm going with Cole paid him to do that, and he wasn't really hurt. But we'll see what happens now because during this next match, it was Rich Holland. What?
I was about to bring it up. I was like, this has like double cross written all over it.
Yes, it does. Like somebody, like I wasn't thinking of it, and then somebody mentioned on like Twitter.
Well, yeah, because it's like why wouldn't the Undisputed Era he with them sort of thing? So it's like
cool. It's it is cool. So we get Rich Holland versus Danny Burch. Just beating the crap out of each other, but Reg gets the win. Tough. And then after the match, Orny Lorcan comes down to make a save on his tag team partner. All is good.
And then he went for the dive on the outside.
Once out of the ring, gets back in, and like I think didn't Reg try to go back in and whatever, and then Lorcan hits another dive and has Ridge catch, does the catch thing, and Orny, just a bad accident. Like his leg gets folded up, his left leg gets folded up when he comes down, and you can see it, from the back
if that isn't a major ankle or like knee injury, I'll be shocked. I would be very surprised if he is back anytime soon. Like this,
So
just that's just a really bad breaking man. Like NXT has just had the worst luck with injuries.
as soon as he landed, he's screaming in pain, and Oni doing what he was supposed to do is like continuing to punch him, and like the ref like pushes out of the way like a UFC does when somebody gets knocked out. And they immediately throw out the X's there when he comes when he's screaming in pain. Like you just that scream was just, you knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And then obviously they come back from break and they show it, and then they have his left leg in an air cast. And he gets stretchered out, which man, like they again, like we said,
NXT is cursed.
They're cursed. Because now what you do with, they gotta rewrite this whole
it's probably is gonna screw everything up, but unfortunately injuries happen, and it goes back to like just doing too much high risk shit when they don't have to, sort of thing. And this kind of brings up that back into the conversation, which I can't completely ignore here, but hopefully it's not as serious, but just based on what happened, I will be very surprised.
Aircast,
right? Like
not a good sign.
No,
because
not.
Then we see Gargano at home checking out his new TV, and there's a video. There was a USB stick attached to it, and it's focusing on how many times Indy Hartwell saved Candice in the women's battle royal.
So basically, she's just trying to ingratiate herself with the Garganos. To
look at that big word John just used. Look at that. What was it? That was a big word.
Ingratiate.
Ingratiate. Yeah. That's not a fancy word. Who says ingratiate?
Stephen A. Smith.
Okay, well, that's not really saying anything. Ingratiate. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever heard of that word before.
Well, that's what happens when you work with teenagers. So
I'm in the school. I should be in and be able to learn ingratiate. Being oneself. I'll be damned.
You actually didn't know that was actually a word.
My 28 years of life, nobody has used that word, John. Have you used that word before?
Yeah. Yes, and I've heard many people say it.
Now, don't even you dare just say I just used
it. I said that on multiple occasions, and you were definitely in my presence, although you might have been slightly under the influence though too. So
probably why you used that. You thought of fancy. You just probably happened to put syllables together and it turned out. I swear to God, I have never heard anybody say ingratiate. I honestly
we'll learn about some vocabulary then.
Vocabulary, just not ingratiate.
Yeah, right. Or
ingratiate. Anyway,
continue.
So, yay, Indian hardware is getting somewhat of a push. I'm all for it. We get Shotzi Blackheart versus Xia Li. Shotzi gets the win. Again,
and looks like Xia Li is turning heel now, and she has a random person come up to her
and in back after her. His name's with Boa. Comes down to the ring. I never knew who it was. I guess it's like a newer person. Hands Lee a piece of paper. She apparently looks surprised and gets out of the ring and goes out with him to the back. Xia Li, after like not shaking hands or whatever with Casey and Caden, I knew the turn was coming, but then like she was still acting nice to the crowd the last like 2 weeks. So I don't know, but at least they're doing something with her now. There's a story going on, so that's a good thing. Um, yeah. So and then they're just advertising Shotzi being a host. Um, yeah. Then we get the main event. What is this you sent me?
Oh, you'll get a pretty good laugh out of that one there. but what was the main event, man?
The main event, John. If I may, was Ember Moon and Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. I really like this match. Ember Moon was showcased well. In this, she looked great. Being out for how many months, and she gets the pinfall over Dakota Kai, the right choice, with the Eclipse, and I love that move. I just love how that move looks.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would imagine that they're going to be doing her versus EO on Halloween Havoc. Kind of feels like that's probably where they're going. Do you think?
Or eventually, obviously, eventually on the line. I still like. I love Ripley and Gonzalez going at it. They're good. Again, I keep saying Gonzalez really is getting better and better.
Honestly, in my opinion, the Dakota Kai is just she's just there right now. Like her
out of those four, she's kind of like
she has lost. She's lost so many times, and honestly, I think her run as a heel, especially without Tegan Knox, I don't think that she should really be a heel anymore. But
or at least go on to something
right on to something else. So
she would have been, I think, a good surprise call up to Raw or SmackDown. Like
I feel like that was probably time for it, but we'll see what happens with her. But I believe Matt, that should about do it. I don't think there was anything else.
There's nothing.
One last thing. Did you hear about like Florida opening up everything?
Yes, Florida's like screw it.
So with that news of being that, do you think either WWE or AEW start to open up more as well? Like, could you possibly see either WWE or AEW possibly allowing, I don't know, around like 50% capacity on some shows?
What's AEW doing now? Like
only on 15% right now.
Seeing maybe 30.
Yeah, honestly, I think they should go around like 30 or even 40% right now because since it's outside, they can kind of figure. Yeah.
I can see if somehow, WWE's agreement with Emirates Center expires the end of this month. So either they re-up it and they can, I don't know if they can take the video screens out and put like 20% capacity in their actual fans. Or they go to different places that allow people in. Like they can go to different arenas in Florida with, if they put 15, 20%, 30, whatever is allowed in Florida. Well, Florida's full, but it wouldn't be highly recommended. They wouldn't do that. Hell, I don't know what every other states are, but like if they wanted to, they can technically, because indoor arenas is thing they can do. Just example, like a Pittsburgh can only do 20, well, it's actually like 15% capacity.
Right.
Actually, kind of tour. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
No, I don't either. But it's something we'll be keeping an eye on as we move on here. So
Thunderdome is good for what it is. If
yeah,
you're not putting people in, at least it's not the PC.
no, it's
That,
far better. So
that's so much.
well, guys, we are going to be signing off here. So as always, thank you for tuning in. We filmed episode 61 of our podcast a little bit earlier tonight, so that's gonna be dropping like on 3:15 Eastern on tomorrow. YouTube is still weird and won't post at like 3 o'clock, but
3:15 or 3:45. I don't know why. Maybe I'm stupid. I gotta research that. But anyways,
but yeah, as always, follow us on Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe. Depending on our schedules, we're not sure if we're gonna be doing a like wrestling podcast next week. So as yeah, so as always, just like stay tuned on our social media, and we'll keep you guys updated. So for like myself and for Matt, we shall see you next week.